Hey, what's up you guys? It's Lexi DIY and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be putting the brand new flooring in the Hot Mess Lake House. So this is a perfect time to thank our sponsor, Happy Feet. You guys can click the first link in the description and get more information on the flooring that we used and also see where you can purchase it near you. So make sure to check them out. And again, a big thank you to Happy Feet for sponsoring today's video. So we started off by making sure the floors were really clean, and then I am rolling on their special primer. So this primer is going to seal and essentially make another waterproof barrier, and it was very easy to roll on. It cured in about 1 to 2 hours, just like the packaging said, and it definitely made a big difference. When it was cured, it was a little tacky but not sticky, if that makes sense. So I can definitely see how this is a very helpful step to make sure that everything stays in place. I do want to emphasize that you should make sure that your floors are all level and super clean from debris. This stuff is very sticky and it is a sealant, so you don't want anything on the floor because it will seal it right into the floor. So even though I vacuumed like 5 times, there were things probably just falling off my shoes that I picked up here and there to make sure that they didn't stay within the primer. So make sure that you vacuum a lot and keep your work area very clean. I just used a normal paint roller and my extension stick, and that worked really well for me. And then after it had cured, I'm putting down the Happy Feet adhesive, and this just needs to go around the edges and then in any spots where you feel like maybe you need a little extra security. And this just takes around 10 to 20 minutes to get tacky, so you shouldn't lay anything directly on top of it. You want to let it get tacky first. And then I started laying down my first planks against the wall. Now, the best practice is definitely to go the length of the room, and since we're doing continuous flooring, I'm going from the back corner of my living room to all the way into the end of the closet in the entryway, and that's because that's the longest part of the house, so that's where I'm starting. Now, depending on the length of your room, you may not use full planks to start out with, so you definitely want to do the math and kind of plan ahead, but these are super easy to install. So, and they're super easy to cut. You can see right here I'm cutting it with the utility blade to go under that little door jamb, and then in just a moment here, you're going to see me cut it with a LVP cutting tool that I got from Amazon. I will have that link below too. It just made it go a little bit faster, and let's be honest, if you cut it with a utility blade, like, your hands might be crying by the end of the project for every little cut, but for the smaller cuts, it was definitely very helpful. So yeah, I just took the offcut of the last piece from the last row, and that's what I started the next row with. This is something that you want to do in a very random pattern, and you don't want it to be super planned out as far as the pattern goes, because it looks a lot more natural if you just kind of work with it as you go. And hello, aren't we obsessed with this color? You guys, it is the perfect neutral. I can't even tell you how many floorings I have looked at to find this perfect color. It's not too gray, it's not too warm toned, it's just like the perfect neutral. And this is Happy Feet's Quick Fit line, and it's the color Beechwood. I'm absolutely in love with it. Also, you might be thinking, Lexi, wait, you're not clicking these floors together. There's not adhesive under the other ones, and the answer is no. You could actually see Dustin just held up the bottom. It comes with its own underlayment attached to it, and it's this rubber non-slip underlayment, and it has these little grippy Happy Feet, if you will, that essentially suction to the floor. So the primer really helps in that sense, and then the floors kind of all stay together once they are done, because the pressure of all of the floors keeps them together. So that's why you want to glue the outside edges. But if maybe you have a trouble spot in your house where like there happens to just be it's a little bit higher, you want to make sure that the floors are, you know, 99% level, but chances are you're not going to get things 100% perfect. So if you need to, you can use a little bit of adhesive to keep down any ones that may be giving you trouble. But since it's not a click and lock system, it's really easy to replace one if you accidentally damage one. And in our case, it's going to be really easy to replace and re-put down longer boards when we take down this wall that you see here to the kitchen, because that is the plan. So again, I'm just spraying down that adhesive because I know I'm about to start working over here, and I'm going to wait 10 to 20 minutes for it to get tacky before I start. Once we got to the area where there was no, intricate cuts, it was going extremely quickly. So that was really, really exciting. This flooring is going to be going throughout essentially our entire house. It will be going into the sunroom, but we do potentially have some bad news about the sunroom. It was definitely an addition, and when we were trying to level out the floors, we realized that there might be something wrong with the truss underneath of the sunroom, and we might need to jack up the house and get it sistered and this whole thing. So you won't see us putting it in the sunroom today, because we definitely need to get somebody out to figure out what's going on there. So we'll keep you updated with that. But it will be also continuously going through into the kitchen once we take that wall down and rearrange the kitchen. It's going to go in that beautiful dining room that we just did, and it's going into the entryway and all 3 of the bedrooms. So this will not be the last video that you see me installing floor, because even though it's a quick process, it's gonna take a little bit of time to move our furniture from room to room and get this all done. So I'm super excited about it. It was really, really easy to work with, and I feel like it's gonna go a lot more quickly now that I have worked with it and had a little bit of experience with it. So I am just ready to see this in my entire house. As I approach the end of a row, I essentially just take a full board and I put it up against the wall, and then I mark it right where it would meet the board in front of it, and I just use that as my cut line. And then every single time I'm putting my cut line towards the wall, because it's going to be covered with shoe molding, and the manufacturer cut line towards the plank in front of it. Now you will notice that I'm running this vertically, and in the before clips they actually ran it the opposite direction, and I just want you guys to see how much the direction of the floor and the way that you lay it can change the space and make it feel so much bigger. So if you are planning on doing this yourself, which you totally can, it's a very easy project. This is my first time installing LVP, and I highly recommend it, but just make sure to take note of things like that and plan it out a little bit before you get started, because that can make such a huge difference in the overall look of your entire space. We're coming to the end here, so I do just want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Happy Feet. Again, if you guys want to check out their products, make sure to click on the first link in the description and see where a retailer carries them near you. Anyway guys, here are the before and afters.